Man, I really wish that there was, NBA cards. Let me just check this Jason kid. Maybe I'm interested in this. Wait, is that? It's a DD Prison Blaster Box 2022, 2021, 2022. Last one, 100 dirhams only. Bargain. Wait, let me put this back. And yeah, it is. Happy day. Last box of Panini Prison, and I got it. I just wonder why they're so scarce though. Hey, I saw that first. Give it to me. Listen, I got the box first, and that's what matters. If you have seen it, you should have run fast like Usain Bolt, and not run like a snail and like weird something was wrong with you. But unfortunately, this is mine, so yeah, there's nothing I can do about it. Come on. That's the last box of NBA cards I've seen. They are so hard to find. They are. They are. I don't know what's the word, to be honest. I need to use the word scarves. Wait. Let me rephrase it for you. NBA card boxes are now scarce. If I'm not mistaken, that's what you're gonna say. Scarcity, whatever smarty pants you. Wait. Would you mind explaining me what scarcity means? Because I have no idea what it means. So, yeah, is it fine with you that you explain it? I would love to explain to you what scarcity means and other stuff like resources that are scarce. Yeah, I'll be willing to teach you that or explain. Cool. Thanks for the help, bro. I have a few questions though. Is it gonna have math? Are we gonna take long? Will it have PowerPoint? Will I get the more question? I'll send you to your ancestor. Heidi, just don't hit me with the slipper, right? Mr. Asian parent, don't hit me with the slipper. So, yeah, sure, let's. Yes. It's just me waffling for another 7 to 8 minutes straight. But before we start talking about scarcity, I want you guys to think of stuff, things, or maybe resources that are considered scarce. So name anything, and then, yeah, just name anything. Does it include me or something? Actually, it does. Well, since you asked, have you thought of something that's considered scarce? I don't know, to be honest. NBA cards, because you mentioned that they are scarce. Yeah, you are correct. I did mention NBA cards is scarce, but later I will ask you again if you can think of something else that is considered scarce. But before we dive deeper into scarcity, let us define scarcity. Let's go!
I've got no roots, but my home was never on the ground. I've got no roots, but my home was never on the ground. I've got no roots. I've got no roots.
Scarcity. You may wonder, what in the name of RCS are you talking about, Andrei? Well, my friend, this is very, very serious, and you need to know this information because you may not know this could be useful someday. So sit back, relax, get a glass of milk, get some overpriced water, and let's start. Finally start. Alright, let's define scarcity. So scarcity is the lack of sufficient resources to satisfy all our needs and wants. And no, I definitely didn't copy this meaning from somewhere. This is 100% legit. just kidding, guys. I got this from my book from school. So knowing the meaning of scarcity, what stuff are considered scarce? Alright, anyway, believe it or not, scarcity is everywhere. In all of our consumptions or activities, we use different types of resources. So for example, to buy food, clothes, or the example I used earlier, and bake cards. We need money. We need money. Yeah. To cook a meal, we need ingredients. So we need, let's say for sinigang, you need sinigang mix, you need baboy, you need radish, sitaw, all those other stuff. To plant something, we need seeds and land, obviously. So where else would you plant something? Would you? Anyway, to talk with friends, we need time. Although I don't have friends, so the last one doesn't apply to me. I'm just kidding. I'm looking at you, Elijah and Lara. Alright, back to the topic. Alright, so now what are the signs of scarcity in daily life? Now that we have a basic understanding now of scarcity, what are the signs of it in everyday life? Understand that while scarcity emphasizes the limit of resources, it does not necessarily equate with poverty. Undeniably, poverty is a clear sign of scarcity, but it would be a real mistake to treat poverty and scarcity as the same. So, just a disclaimer, they are two separate things. All right, because I also sort of confuse these two terms, like poverty and scarcity is the same, but no. Poverty can be defined as income below a certain level, while scarcity simply means that people's resources are insufficient to satisfy their wants, needs, basically. Anyway, let's talk about scarcity of basic resources because, scarcity is a fact of life, right? Economic resources, natural resources, human resources, capital resources are limited. Now, I might spend a lot of time discussing this, so I'll try speed running through it. Because if I do it like a turtle pace, it will take a while. So, natural resources. They include the trees. Oh wait, before I start, there are three main types of resources that I want to talk about that are considered scarce. So the first one is natural resources. So natural resources includes trees, water, clean air, even sunlight is considered natural resource. Basically, natural resources are stuff that can be produced naturally, not man-made. Probably you guys, this is like a great one topic. Natural resources. Anyway, even sunlight are a significant part of resources. Natural resources may appear to be plenty and sufficient for our requirements at first glance, but if we look at how they are being exploited, we can still observe scarcity, right? These are still scarce even if they're produced naturally. Like, if we don't use this properly, it takes a very long time for trees to grow again after being cut. So, scarcity of trees. Just enough wood is produced by a tree to meet specific needs, like this one. The amount of time the sun shines determines how much energy can be generated from the sun using solar plants. As more people use water, now we're doing water, for various purposes, water resources get filthy and dry up. Like, if you use water like in the weirdest stuff, or it's completely unnecessary to use water, it will eventually run out, and therefore it will be considered, it's like there's no more, or it's scarce, very little. With these scenarios, especially in light of our burgeoning population, the scarcity of natural resources becomes a stark reality. We're going to talk about human resources, but we're also going to go somewhere to discuss these human resources. Like, human resources wasn't recorded as well, so I have to do it again.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Same issue. Audio not working. Yeah, I had a few shots that had the audio, but they were like bloopers because yeah, those stuff. So yeah, human resources. Yes, humans are scarce as well. All right, that's the main thing. Humans are scarce as well. It is because some jobs they require people who are capable of doing that certain job. So the Philippine population, it's over 100 million worldwide. The population tops 7 billion. When you think about it, the world seems overpopulated. But when we see the context of usage, as for example in terms of jobs and skills, human resources are scarce, alright? So let's say someone wants to be an NBA player, pero for sure, lahat naman tayo gusto. Pero anyway, the person should have lots of skill, knowledge, and ability to play in the NBA. But not people have that Kobe mentality, that Curry shooting, other stuff from basketball players that you usually see. Yeah, not a lot of people have those attributes and skills and talents. Not only, but the example that I gave, which is NBA players, it's not the only one that's considered scarce. You know, not a lot of people can be technicians because in order to be one, you need to have to find the skill of finding the problem. It's also why this is basically why human resources are scarce. Not everyone can be a teacher, a software developer, an economist, or an NBA player. Again, NBA player. I don't know why I love using that. That's what it says on my book. Yeah, you have to skill, dedication, training, and education to play a role in society. I don't know how many times I have to shoot this over and over again. So, all the audio problems my microphone was having. All right, it's not my fault that my microphone wasn't working. Talk about capital resources. I'll be getting something to help picture capital resources properly. I need a pack because I need it for my school project. So yeah, I'll just get the first one I get. All right. So here's the cash, so I can. Right. So today I'll be using this Pokemon pack to represent capital resources to you guys. Just a disclaimer, guys, before you say what clip is this is one of the clips that I got at outside, which is the only one that has audio. But before we further discuss what capital resources is, what are your thoughts about that? So is it about money? Some part of it, but that's not the whole picture. So let's define what's capital resources. Capital resources are resources that are produced by different people to make other products come in different forms. So, to better picture, I have here a Pokemon pack. I want you guys to think of something like what is the thing that is used to make the cards. It's Andrei from the future. So, I was reviewing footage while I was in the bus, and alright, you guys already know what I said in the about the footage, so I'll just delete that just in case. I did already because it didn't capture the rest of the audio. It did, but just a little bit. So yeah, I technically gave you guys more than 5 seconds, but if you guys answered machine, you're correct. If you answered humans or human resources, it's correct as well. I'll get back to that question once we define why it's machine. So what am I trying to show here? Well, capital resources include machines, buildings, and technology. That is what the Pokemon pack represent. Because the Pokemon pack, there's like you know, they have all the machinery for the cutting, the printing, the wrap packaging, all that stuff. But yeah, although just so you know, all of those came from the machines. That is considered natural resources. It is considered a capital resource. But you know what? It's not just Pokemon cards that is like made with capital resources. Like your packaged food, for example. They use the machine to package the food, and like a refrigerator counts as a machine in my, but you can guys correct me. But yeah, what else? Your gadgets. Yeah, they're made from the capital resources, the machines and technologies like the CPU. And here's why it's considered scarce. A large part of production depends on capital resources, which is the machines, and human resources. This is why I said human resources is also correct. All right. So why? Why? All right. That's the big question. Why? All right. So it's achieved through utilization of the knowledge and skills of human resources, the level of technology, size of machinery, and of financial capital. So to summarize it, basically, without human resources, you won't be able to use the machines, obviously. But I know there are some machines that some machines don't really require human help, like from human resources, but you still technically need human resources to help like maintain the machine. Without human resources, walang tayong capital resources. There's no use for capital resources if there's no human resources. Why am I saying that? Because, alright, let's use Pokemon cards again as an example. Again, the cutting machine to work, you will need a human who knows how to actually set up thing, and then to actually align it with the laser. I think it's a laser or blade that cuts it, so it'll be like almost near perfect. So it's not really all the time robots or machines, basically. Design the package. Yeah, if there isn't anyone that designed the package, it will probably just be white. That's it, right? The capital resources or machines, I don't know, be equal to the number of human resources available. So it should be equal to the number of people who actually know how to use it, knows how to maintain it, and all those other there's an example I give here. If human resources are low, then the machines or capital resources that they will be using are also low. So what's the use of a lot of machines, a lot of buildings and technology to manufacture these products? That's why it's considered scarce, because of human resources. Because human resources play a big role in capital resources. Alright guys, so the three resources that I mentioned, natural resources, human resources, capital resources, they're not the only resources that are scarce, alright? There are, I'm sure, plenty of other resources. Others you may ask, we can also think things like space, information, and time as other types of resources, like time to sleep, alright? Information about math, quadratics, like that. We are limited to everything. Everything is scarce, as I said in the beginning of this video. Everything, and I mean everything, is scarce. So we use them in different ways, and they are also limited, hence they also fall under the concept of scarcity. Why scarcity is such a problem in a modern day society, modern day world, whatever phrase you want to use there. But scarcity is the central problem in economics, so it's like the main protagonist in this situation. But we also face it on a daily basis. Believe it or not, every day you will encounter scarcity. The economic problem can be summarized in three critical questions. What can be produced? How can it be produced? And who will benefit from what is produced? The concept of opportunity cost has a factor in this ad, and also due to scarcity, all the choices we made on how to use resources involve the cost of giving up or foregoing other alternatives. So very important yung question of the day, the $1 million question: how to resolve scarcity. Yeah, I have to say this in my best accent. Alright, to answer the economic problem caused by scarcity, let us review the concept of marginalism or marginal thinking. Marginal thinking involves looking at each additional unit of consumption or production and its overall contribution, with the idea of proper allocation. Using the concept of trade-off in tandem with marginal thinking is worthwhile. Through proper allocation, we can mitigate the effects of the problems caused by scarcity. By combining the idea of marginal thinking and opportunity cost, we can determine the best way to use scarce resources. So that is pretty much everything I need to waffle and not basically waffle. It's just like it's information that who knows that might be useful, right? You may who knows, you might need this knowledge in the future about scarcity and other stuff. So yeah, in the screen will be show the summary of ideas, and yeah, looks like our guest has woken up. Yeah, he basically answered my question. And yeah, you have anything to say right there, Mr. I don't know what's your name, but I'll just call you Ball, right? Because your shirt is LaMelo Ball. So Ball, have anything to say? Nearly put me in a concussion twice. Not my fault. You know, listen, you were annoying. Okay, for you joining me, did you hear? Yeah, yeah. Probably didn't hear what I said, but yeah, at least you sort of heard because I saw you moving a bit earlier, so you probably heard what I said. So yeah, thank you for, I guess, listening. And yeah, that's it. All we're gonna. Also, this is mine now, so yeah, you can't stop me. Just in case you're gonna hit my head with the slipper. Both of my hands are on my head, alright? You cannot outsmart Mr. Ball. Mr. Ball, alright, I guess you can get it, but can you do me one favor, alright? Can you please turn around? Alright, sure. What are you gonna do anyway? Well, it's gonna be worth your time, alright? I hope it's just not a... I'm now awakened again! Well, guys, wait for the sunlight. Yeah, real sunlight. Alright. That's a good enough shot, hopefully. Our scars.
Hello,
as
Andrei's
well.
teacher. Hello.
No. Bro.